Podtrak P8, gorgeous. Look at the form of this thing, it's lightweight, it's ergonomic. The power options are brilliant on this. 4 AA batteries gives you 2 hours operational time. 5-volt DC input. So we have 6 inputs, okay? Let's go through channel by channel. You see the color coded here? You got red with red, orange with orange, yellow with yellow. So you know exactly where you're going with this. It's a visual indication, so there's no confusion going on. So if I determine that I put my microphone into channel 1, I know because it's in red, I'm going to have this fader to work to. Just below that is your phantom power options. So some microphones need power, other microphones don't. Condenser microphones need power, dynamic microphones don't. So that's what this switch is for. If I turn this on, now my microphone is powered, okay? Which means that I can bring up this fader and now see my level going on up there? And it's the same for all of these, except one. If you look at channel 6, you get your phantom power options, but there's also another option there, a USB option. So you flick that over, this sends a stereo signal to the computer and it takes a stereo signal from the computer. So now you can have a contributor on Skype or Zoom coming in on channel 6. So you have 4 or 5 people in the room and number 6 is somebody coming in on a Zoom call. So moving down, we got a mute switch, so that's just muting the microphone completely, or an on-air switch. Now the on-air switch sends the signal to this, which is the USB out. So whatever I'm recording in my computer, that's the level that it's going to. If I don't need these channels, then just turn that off. So we're just focused on the channels that you do need. Then you just got your fader, which is your level coming in. This is my microphone, there's my level, you can see it all working away. When I do plug in my microphone, I get these super duper options. I click on the lovely little touch screen. It's lovely little form, it's nice and big, and you can see the options that I have on each and every microphone that's coming in. We have the low cut filter, which basically cuts down on all that rumble and dirt around the building. We got my level coming in, I can determine that that's coming in there. I also have a tone. That gives me the ability to adjust the EQ of the voice, the equalization, the tone of the voice. Then we also have a little bit of compression and de-essing. These are super simple controls that you don't have to worry about the big intricacies of compression or EQ. You just set your settings and you're ready to go. Another super function we have is if we have our 5 contributors all sitting there ready to talk and only one person talking, the signal from these is reduced because with 5 microphones sticking into the machine and air going over them, it causes a little bit of noise. It does cause a little bit of noise. So to reduce that noise, what we do is we go in here onto on air and you see noise reduction. So if the machine isn't seeing a signal coming from the microphone like somebody talking, then it turns off the response from that channel, which means that there's no noise coming from that channel when nobody is speaking. So these 4 people not speaking, we're reducing that noise. It cleans up the mix a whole lot. As soon as they start talking, then it opens up the channel and it sends it to the master. Now we have our 6 channels. We can have 5 contributors in the room and our Skype, our Zoom call coming in on channel 6 because we've switched it over to USB. Now, what's these next 2 channels? I just want to look at channel 7 first. Channel 7 relates to this section, which is the T/R/S connector. The T/R/S connector is taking a lead from a mobile phone or a tablet or a device and plugging it directly in there. Now you can have somebody on a FaceTime call or a Zoom call from a tablet and they come up here on that. That's channel 7 and you can see your mobile phone. You can also take tunes or you could take, I don't know, any sort of recordings, interviews that you might have on your iPhone or your Android phone, all coming in there. Zoom also do a Bluetooth adapter that you plug in here. That means you can connect via Bluetooth any device that you have that's Bluetooth enabled. So channel 8 relates to this section here. These are the sound pads. The sound pads are for idents, ads, or the built-in sound effects that they have. You make a great joke, you hit the sound pad, and it just works. Now you can go in here on the touch screen and you have 4 banks of pads that you can work to. See the way they're lit up? I go over here, not lit up. But if I assign myself to this, now it knows that I want to work to this pad. Let me go back here. I'm going to go to bank A, and there's the 9 pads that I want to work with specifically. I touch on this. This is pad C, as you can see. It's a hard riff sample placed on that specific pad. If I want to change that, I can go down to the built-in sound effects, or else I can go and select any audio file that I have on my SD card and assign it to that. So that could be an advert, it could be a specific piece of music, or it could be just an ident. So now you know exactly what you want to put and where. Let me come back out here. The next is the volume, which controls the volume of that specific sample. So if I bring in a WAV of a piece of music that's much louder than the other pads, I can reduce the volume of that and keep it in relation to the volume of the samples on the other pads. Next is how you hit the pad. Do I hit it and it plays all the way through? Do I do pause and I hit it and it plays, and I hit it again and it pauses? So that gives you control over how it plays out to the master. I have a piece of music on pad A set up. So I'm going to hit the music on pad A, bring up the channel, and now you can see my music playing out. That's an advert. I don't want my mic signal going on there, going to my master, so I hit the on air. Now you can see my signal going in, but it's not going to the USB master. So the next section I want to look at is the headphone section. As you can see, all color coded. Red goes to that. That's that pot, okay? And that relates to channel 1 because it's all red. The color coding goes through the whole machine. I'm going to plug in my mini jack, and that's my headphones for me. So now I have a comfortable level. I just adjust it like that. And now I know that's a comfortable level for me. My next contributor plugs into orange. So now he's got his level and he's comfortable. She's got her level and she's comfortable. And that's the headphone section. The next section I wanted to look at is the transport section. So we've seen the USB out and where that goes to your computer. The next out is these two. So those 1/4 inches are going out to an amplifier, speakers, or a recorder, and that determines the level of the output from there. The next thing we're looking at is a big old record button, and that record button is a record button. You hit the record button and it starts recording everything that's coming out of the on-air switches. So that's the overall hardware. We've looked at all the different sections, but now where does it all go? It goes to an SD card. Everything you record goes to the SD card, and every channel is recorded on there. But not only is it recorded on there, you have the ability, if you go in here, to edit any of these files as you go. So you can clean up these files and save the edits, compile the whole lot, spit it out into an MP3, which is your final master. You upload that to your favorite podcast provider and you're away. That's it. So super simple. So the Podtrak 8 is a real option. It is, again, like the RodeCaster, a full radio station right in one box. It's ergonomic, it's easy to use with its touch screen. Those pads are just super, they just embellish the show a little bit more. It's a real contender. I'm Keith Alexander and you've been watching the Adorama Music channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Adorama Music for more great videos. We'd love for you to like, comment, or even share this video. And tune in next time to discover more, learn more, and improve more.